Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Oh Gross. We are going to re-release a episode that was from early on in the podcast that we first were starting. It was our first major guest. And lots of things have happened since we dropped this episode. We've been nominated for a Webby. Our audience has tripled, and we have a lot of new ears and eyes, depending on how you follow our podcast. But we thought it'd be great for all the new listeners to hear this amazing interview and also some of our funny moments as well.
Yes.
Oh, gross. The drama's about to end, 'cause gross. Stop asking for a friend, taboos. Ick is what we do, just science. Yeah, it's not so weird. Your gross out journey starts right here on Oh, gross.
Lice. Creeping, crawling, parasitic insects who love the human head. Most people know they lay eggs, but what they don't know is, while they may not jump, they do like to get down. Yes, unfortunately, lice have sex on your head. Yes, I said that lice like to have sexy time on your head.
Oh, no. What?
Lice are male and female, and they love a little boom chicka boom boom too. They get the party started a little faster than us, though, because they mate and lay eggs the same day.
What?
Guess what? The mating process in Liceland takes relatively a long time, occasionally more than half an hour, and they get at it twice a day.
Twice a day?
Wait a minute. Twice a day.
What?
These have to be young lice, okay? Twice a day, 30 minutes. That's a whole hour of sexy time.
They're like little sex vampires. They're basically feeding off the blood in your scalp, and then they're laying eggs, and then they're repeating the same action over and over again.
Oh, so
That's
gross.
a lot of stamina.
A lot of stamina.
Listen, it's not that kind of podcast, guys. Like,
So during sex, the male louse literally takes the female from behind, using his thick antenna to cling to her.
oh god.
When nookie time is done, both the male and the female must separate from each other. Should one of them die in the process, they will be stuck together forever.
Gosh, I love this. They're like little lobsters. Now I feel so much better about lice sex. I mean,
They are like little lobsters.
yeah, they'll be together forever. I mean, honestly, like if you're going to have sex on my head, I want to know that it's like romantic and that
Right.
this is the person for them, their soulmate. They're
Right. They might have a lot of different soulmates, though. Just saying.
So it's not like a Titanic situation where you're one and
No.
only.
No, not at all.
So the females birth eggs or nits, that's N-I-T-S, nits, on your hair strand. And are you ready for this?
I'm not sure.
All right. One female bug, just one, can lay 6 to 8 nits per day, which will hatch 6 to 8 little baby lice. That's just from one female called a louse.
I can't with this.
This is true. This is true.
On an average infestation, a person has 50 to 100 lice bugs running around in their hair.
Yep. We've seen it every single day.
But are they all getting it on if they're running around your hair?
They are. So just like Kara knows from Molly and I as the lice ladies, this is just another day at our job.
Unfortunately for both of you, totally unfortunately that you are having to experience this all day long.
That's right. And lice can happen to anyone. And like most things that are labeled gross, like germs and bugs, it is nothing to freak out about. So let's talk about it.
And I think the thing to hit home, like what Molly is saying, like we all deal with this as moms, like we deal with it as an adult. These things that society said is gross or taboo. And it's not. It happens to all of us. Even
every
dandruff.
single day. Every single day it happens.
in the clinics, we see it with our own kids. We see it. I remember even there was a time that I had pink eye at Lice Ladies and I had to take my contact out and I was like, a cyclops trying to treat people with one eye and find my glasses. It happens.
Do you remember the time that you had to meet me at the doctor's office when I had pink eye? And you had to hold me down to put eye drops in my eye because I'm so freaked out about eyeballs. I'm so freaked out by it.
Could never forget that. So Kara, Molly had pink eye and she has a fear of getting drops put in her eyes. I mean, literally it's a fear and she panics. So I had to sit on top of her,
literally
sit on top of her and hold open her eye and pour these drops into her eye while she's screaming, just do it. Squeeze.
Listen, Molly, I feel you. Pink eye is the worst. And I'm afraid of like eye things too. I don't like to go to the eye doctor or anything. But yeah. Well, you guys, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not sure, are experts in anything that crawls on your head and bugs. So you know better than anyone that this is normal, right?
Right.
That's the great thing about this podcast, but we're also going to have experts on to talk about these taboo topics, to bust the myths, and we're going to have people sharing their personal stories.
We're going to be bringing in some awesome pros from different industries. One of them is one of our friends, and he is here with us today.
Our good friend, our rocker friend, Cleve Willis is here in studio.
He's squirming a little bit as we're discussing this.
Right?
Before we get into it, yes, he is squirming.
So Cleve has been in the industry, the music industry, for over 30 years, and he has worked with, written with, and shared the stage with people like Cinderella, Paul Stanley from Kiss, Skid Row, Buckcherry. He is in movies that are on Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu. But
the best part is he likes to rock little yoga shorts right now because he is the owner of a yoga studio here in Atlanta.
He owns Still Hot Yoga in Atlanta, and he is here to share his crazy, oh so gross moment with us. So we are so excited to have you here in studio today, Cleve. I know that our producer, Kara, is itching to get started on this subject.
Bet you guys are itching indeed with your lice. That is gross and fun.
Well, first of all, Cleve, we are so excited that you came.
Are you excited, really? You're so excited. Are you?
Kara wants to see the little yoga shorts.
I want to see the little yoga
does
shorts.
Not have little yoga shorts. They're pretending. They want and
also,
desiring, and I don't know why.
When Molly and Jenny pitched this episode to me and they told me your story, which is so crazy. And I have so many questions. Like they said, I said, does he want to be an anonymous guest or does he want to tell this story?
No.
Let me set the stage.
Please.
So we have a patient come into Lice Ladies a patient.
Yes.
It is. They're patients now.
Yes.
Patient came into Lice Ladies and said that they thought that they had head lice, but they weren't sure because they were on the neck and were running down to the nether region.
Oh, so
and
Kara, this is rough to hear.
So we combed off on the neck hair what he thought was head lice.
Hold on. Neck hair.
Like the little hair on the back of your neck.
Already gross. Let's keep going.
I start to do the head check with the lice comb and I see that there's a little bug on the hair on the back of the neck, which there can be head lice there too. But he's telling me that they don't go in his hair on his head. They run down to the netherworld. So I combed it off and I very calmly looked at it and I saw
you can be calm about it because of your science background, the ability to be able to look at it as a science thing and not a gross.
Well, let me tell you a secret. I was actually really excited because I realized it wasn't head lice and it really made me so excited that I was able to look at something else and I knew immediately that it was pubic lice. It was crabs. And
it had the pinchers.
The little pinchers. And so I showed Molly and I was trying to contain my excitement in front of this person. And he was mentioning how he had known that there was lice in the netherworld on him, but he thought that he had taken care of it. And when he was attending his yoga class the day before, he found another one
on
himself.
Prior to being at this place.
So as I'm looking at the paper towel in all of my excitement, I literally thought of you, and he said yoga class. And I thought, I'm going to ask him. And I said, where do you go to yoga class? And he said, Still Hot Yoga. And I was like, and I looked at Molly and she looked at me, and I had to leave the room. And and to not laugh. And I started laughing, and I whispered, we have to call Cleve. We can't.
Yeah, it's an anonymity, right?
It is.
He's a patient.
So then I called you.
Oh.
After I sent him out to go to the doctor.
This is years ago, to be clear.
It is. And then how did you feel when I first, did you think I was just, I remember you
joking. You're like, a stupid joke. I'm like, what's your deal?
Maybe Cleve thought that you were calling to like record a song or something, or do an acoustic.
Well, whenever Jenny called, or something she called me, I thought it was really moreover music related, because let's check today before I leave, guys, don't have lice.
Well, we can't check for pubic lice.
I'm checking you for pubic lice.
I'll get my girlfriend to do that. And she will look at me and be like, no. She'll be like,
well, what is the difference? I mean, because we don't really know. I mean, I don't really know. What is the difference between, Jenny, pubic lice and head lice? And when you say the little claws, like, I think we need to understand.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of like crabs, and you say claws, like I go to seafood.
Right.
Crabs.
Right.
Is it?
Well, they look like
that's what they look like.
So they are lice.
Are they related to that family by any stretch of any imagination?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
I'm not eating anything that has anything to do with this.
No. But they are lice. They are the same genus, different species. So they're actually a different species than head lice. And they look different. They're shaped more round, and they have longer top legs, and they literally have like little pinchers on the top. So they look like, they do look like little tiny crabs from under the sea. They do.
Do you have to see this under a microscope?
No, you can see them.
So you'll know if you have this happening to you.
They're not gigantic, like
enough to like kind of when you're hopefully cleaning yourself, washing yourself, you're going to be like, something's going on. Right. This is interesting.
I mean,
not a tick from walking in the woods.
Not a tick. You can see them.
Okay. How many people do you think have peeked down their pants since this interview started? Because
all of them have.
Yeah, because I just did.
And you know, it's never a bad time for a lice check, ever.
They do cause irritation similar to head lice because they suck your blood. Just like
I didn't even know that either.
They're kind of like little vampires.
They are.
That part's cool.
In your hoo-ha.
They are, but they don't only live there. They're not an STD. They actually are a tiny insect that lives in hair on humans. They don't live in the hair on your head. That's head lice, but they can live in other body hair like armpit hair. Sometimes, down there hair, pubic hair, and also occasionally chest hair. And if you see someone that has nits in the eyelashes, those are also pubic lice. It's not head lice, it's crabs.
Wow.
And just for clarification, lice ladies, we do not treat for pubic lice. We only treat for human head lice.
Yeah, because you're going to get a bunch of guys calling. Hey, look.
We've had that.
We get those calls.
We get those calls all the time.
We get
like, hey, while you're doing this lice, you know what I'm saying?
And we tell them you have to go to the doctor. Wrong. You have to go to the doctor for it.
You do have to treat it. You have to treat it. So when I called you to tell you, I couldn't tell you who it was, but I wanted to tell you so that you, even though they don't infest a place like bed bugs or fleas, that you can clean the yoga mat.
Oh, God.
Wait, Cleve, I have a question because I used to do hot yoga. Does your studio have like
you don't
carpet?
anymore after this story?
No, I gave it up as soon as Jenny and Molly told me this story.
Quit going like 4 minutes later. Hey, honey, we're not doing yoga anymore.
We're done.
Anywhere publicly ever again.
Can they live in carpet? Because like a lot of hot yoga places are carpeted out here.
Cannot.
But they can
cannot.
live in my carpet, but they can't live in your physical carpet.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. Way to bring that around. Yeah, I like that.
Off your
What if you don't have carpet on yourself?
Then they can't attach to
A
anything
no
with the
carpet
knits,
zone.
but they only need a teeny tiny bit of hair to lay knits on. So same with what people that have a buzz cut can still have head lice. If you
What if
have
you got a wax situation happening?
they can't live there. If it's
Can they hatch
completely-
there?
No.
You can get pubic lice in a beard, right? So I would think for guys to sort of know, right, maybe
I think that's
You
a great
know.
question.
like, you know what I'm saying? Guys who have beards
they're-
who,
Oh, if they're
if they're
down
down
under.
if they're down under,
Down in the down
If
under.
they're down
That is
under.
another way it can be spread. Absolutely.
I think we should.
listen, I'm sorry I was beating around the bush,
I get it.
but I need
All
to
right.
know if somebody is, experiencing the.
Do you want me to go down this road?
Yes, please help me out, Cleve. What I'm trying to say
So-
here.
What they're trying to say is if you're a dude and you have mustache, beard, flavor saver, sometimes it's called, and you're, having a little, you go down under to do a little bit of, satisfying the old lady, can you get the pubic monster?
In your beard.
Yes,
Or your
you can get
mustache.
it. Yes, you can get the
Yeah.
pubic lice in your beard.
Oh, so gross.
Go home and shave, Cleve.
Oh, my girlfriend likes it. So, but here's the deal. Well, she likes that too. But look, but I do, with shampoo and whatever, I like my head hair. I take care of my beard.
Right.
So
I'm
Probably
sure that
okay.
You have good hygiene and you're good.
yeah. I mean, all right. Just checking. Dudes, careful out there. So to clarify, we don't have carpet in the hot yoga studio anymore. That was years ago. We have those rubber floors now. And let's ask that.
Yeah.
Molly, Jenny, can lice, hair, or the other kind, can they live in the rubber floors?
No.
They cannot.
They cannot live off your head. So just like head lice, they don't live off your head for more than about 48 hours. The nits, the eggs can't hatch off your head or off your body if it's pubic lice. So no, it's about treating yourself and just sanitizing the things that have touched your nether regions.
Well, we have a clean place of business. Make
Exactly.
no mistake.
Which is why I
From
called you.
bleach to rubber floor cleaner that we use and all this other stuff.
And we're not doing naked yoga. They're correct.
No, I don't even. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, no, that's a thing in LA, naked yoga. I mean,
I
not
used to
me.
live
I
in
don't-
LA, but I never went to naked yoga. I don't think I would want to.
Me either.
I have a question. Like, so the towels, like when I did hot yoga a lot, there were some gross people who would like take their towels and just sort of like rub it between every
Ugh.
nether region while they sweated in their tiny shorts and wipe. And then that towel would like get too close to you because maybe it was like a packed studio that day. Could the little crabbies go from the towel to you?
Yes.
Like in that
Oh.
okay.
Yes, they can. But if you launder bedding or towels, just like when dealing with head lice, it's heat over 130 that will kill anything. So it's literally just normal laundering, washing and drying on high heat. For the mats, wiping them down, bleaching, any kind of disinfectant, just wiping it off. They can't burrow into anything. So they're not burrowing in the floor mats or burrowing in the carpet or anything like that. So it's literally just on the surface. They don't have the type of legs to walk on a smooth surface. So they actually kind of go from hair to hair. So if they're stuck on a towel, and you're using someone's dirty towel,
Which why would you do?
Let's not do
that's
that.
how you can get it. So it's basically the same type of sterilization that you would do if someone had head lice. It's vacuuming high traffic areas, laundering sheets, clothes, and towels in hot water and then drying on high heat, or at the very least drying on high heat, wiping down surfaces, and just basically sanitizing, and then obviously getting yourself properly treated.
Either at Lice Ladies.
Not at
not
Lice
for the
Ladies.
down unders.
They don't do pubic lice. They don't
No, they don't do the down under.
No, you have to go to a doctor for that. We cannot
What do
help
they
you.
do?
They will give you a prescription.
Is it a
to take care of-
medication?
They do. They actually give you a prescription. It's very important to make sure that you get the proper medication, because if you're buying something that's made for specifically for head lice and you're putting it in the nether regions, you actually can harm
That area.
Yeah.
or burn your skin, so it's very important to get the proper medication at the right strength so that you're not harming.
I think I would just take a bunch of bleach and just pour it on myself.
That would probably harm your body.
But wouldn't that get rid of them? It'd probably kill them.
It won't kill the eggs. It's usually a 1% permethrin solution that's prescribed by the doctor, but it's important to make sure it's the right strength, because you could hurt some of your important areas down there if you use the right medication.
Damn.
As the producer here, I'm saying do not list or try any of Cleve's solutions to treating lice or pubic lice.
Yeah. To
We
be
do not
clear, we are not
condone these.
responsible for
Neither
these
does the lice
suggestions.
ladies. Yes, we are not responsible for Cleve's suggestions here.
Cleve is not a pubic lice expert.
I got a few different ideas to get rid of them down under.
You may play one on TV, but you are not a pubic lice expert.
Shoot.
So, ladies, I need to know. So, obviously, there was a concern for you about the hot yoga studio because there is a chance that you can get pubic lice from that. So it's not an STD. It's not always transmitted sexually. Are there other places we all need to know where, every single one of them, that you can possibly get pubic lice? We need to know.
Hold on. You can't get it from the hot yoga studio
Right. No. I meant from the towel that somebody wiped on their crotch.
that you then used, which is
That you've
weird.
been using. Yes.
Right. You don't really get it from a place. There's always a myth out there that you can get it from a dirty toilet seat. We have seen situations where it was left on a toilet seat, but it was someone that had just left the clinic and went to a public restroom on the way out and left that on the toilet seat.
So I have been talking a lot about lice and pubic lice with people I know because everyone's been asking me about what oh gross is and different things. And I've been talking about different topics that we're going to cover. So I was talking about pubic lice with my friend Tom the other day, and he told me that in the 70s, you could see the little buggers running across toilets and that it was rampant in college and definitely in the dorm rooms. These little buggers were like everywhere. And that because of that, the genesis of like the hover maneuver that all of us ladies use on a toilet came from that, where girls didn't want to sit on a toilet seat for obvious reasons. And then I asked my mom, I told her the story, and she went to college in the early 70s. And while, by the way, disclaimer here, neither my mom nor Tom had pubic lice. It's just that they told me these stories. My mom said that, yes, she does remember in the 70s that, pubic lice was like crabs is something you were afraid of and that you thought you could get from bathrooms and things like that. So I'm curious, ladies, can you see these little buggers running across toilet seats?
It is possible, but it is very rare. You usually would get it from sexual contact, but it is not an STD, or wearing someone's dirty clothes, dirty undergarments. You can get it from dirty sheets. You can get it from using dirty towels, things like that. So it's really just about proper sanitation and making sure that anything that you are using in a spa, salon, in someone's house that you're staying at in a hotel, that those items are clean.
Who's using whose dirty underwear?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's someone out there.
Oh.
All right. So, Cleve, what is the craziest yoga student story you have?
Well, I don't want to. Y'all put me on the spot, Kara. So, wow, that goes on and on outside of the core community that we have, right? Same with you guys, I'm sure.
Got some crazy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. there's always a crazy story. Like, there's the really obsessed yoga people, which, like one time somebody they had body odor, and I had to have an awkward conversation with them about, look, you need to bathe. Can't come here. You know what I mean? It's disrupting other people. So that person left, and I couldn't have him in the studio.
That's gross.
No, before yoga.
Gross.
Not even because of yoga, because once you sweat in yoga, that smell goes away because it's like literally a sweat lodge, right? So you're beyond that. You're getting rid of the toxins, and it doesn't smell. But when you smell when you walk in the door, come on. People leaving crazy things, underwear, a shoe, not a pair of shoes, a shoe. That happens a lot. One time, someone witnessed and told me this story that a woman had in her
Undercarriage?
down under, a
Tampon?
no, some sort of ball exercise.
The Kegel ball?
Oh, no.
That's what it is. And it fell.
No.
Thank God I was not witness to this.
Face.
Is Kara's
It
great.
felt.
That's a good one.
It fell out in yoga?
Yeah.
Where did it
Like
fall?
downward dog and
We don't do downward dog, but yeah. I mean, it fell. Oh, she was standing there and it fell down on her mat. At least it fell
out of her pants.
Out of her yoga, whatever. Yeah, out of her pants. I heard that story. One of my teachers told me that. I was like, oh God. And then you got some crazy stuff.
I wonder if it was when she was doing when she was tipping over and doing.
I think it was while she was just balancing on one leg or something.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. But that's kind of a top of a tier. That's a nasty one. Or just funny one. I didn't know, first of all, you could even, obviously as a man, I don't know much about that, but also I would figure in class is not the time to do that sort of thing.
Ask about it.
Or ask about it. Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would have said, I would hand it over to my female teacher to answer. And I'm sure the answer would have been like, don't do that in here. Can't do that in here. It's a policy from now on. Don't do that in here.
I have a crazy story about how somebody got crabs that I know. So there used to be a very famous adult club here in the Atlanta area called the Coronet Club. Cleve, I'm sure you've heard of it.
What? Why all of a sudden you talk about dirty stuff and you look at me? Arrow, what's going on here?
Because he's Clevey. So I actually worked with somebody at a clothing store.
I know this story.
So one of our managers went to the Coronet Club with a group of ladies.
Yes.
They were partaking in the
extracurricular
activities
at the Cornet Club,
in the
Club.
VIP
room.
Which can you please clarify what those activities are?
Yes, I would like to know, Molly.
That would be male nude dancing. One of the dancers, completely nude, was swinging it in front of her face.
Fair enough.
And the next day she showed up at work with pink eye. She went to the doctor and the dancer had flung a crab into her eye. Do you remember this?
I didn't know these things pop. That can't be a common thing.
She was my assistant manager.
She was my assistant manager.
Oh.
She must have gone in, but I remember this because she had pink eye.
Ooh.
So am I hearing this correctly, Molly? If you are in front of somebody who is naked dancing and their dingling is swirling around and they happen to have crabs, it could fly towards you and attach.
You might want to wear protective eyewear when you go.
Some glasses.
I'm so glad I have glasses.
Yes, you might want to
clear glasses.
Yeah.
If you're ever in that situation at the Cornet Club,
Carry
you
your
go there
covered.
next week.
Yeah, you're covered.
You're good.
I mean,
What if it got in your nose?
yeah. I mean, think about this though. It's common. It's like that is more common in like college and things like that.
Right.
Being a male dance club?
No, getting that. Think about it. Well, going out, going to, well,
that's where the story
but like sharing clothes, going out to the clubs, sleeping to their bed.
Protect your eyes. Yes.
You're around
Well, also
a
you're not
guy.
Right.
What about your bed sheets? Because like you're talking about college, Jenny, and like in college, kids don't necessarily, at least I didn't like wash my sheets as often as maybe one should. Can you like get it from someone's bed sheets?
You can. You can, definitely. If they have it and you're in their bed sheets and they haven't laundered their bed sheets, they can only live off your head for about 48 hours, but you can actually get it from being inside someone's bedding that hasn't been laundered. If you're in that bed, you know, within 48 hours of them leaving a few bugs in the bed. Absolutely.
So, Kara, you never washed your sheets in college, from what I understand. I also am curious, when you were at the Cornet Club without your protective eyewear, you didn't wash your sheets in college.
I washed my sheets, but when you had roommates in college, there were things like, you know, especially that food. I'm thinking more about the futon in your living room, that things happen on the futon. You know what I mean? Everyone had the futon,
What things happened on your futon, Kara? You keep opening this door and I keep going here. I'm turning the tables here. And I know I'm really probably not supposed to, but I'm curious what's happening here. At 18-year-old Kara in college futon with lice.
Jenny, Molly, help me here. I know you had a futon. You had a futon, right?
We did. Hey, and we actually had a patient that did get it from a couch that they had been sleeping on.
Yes.
With they were roommates with somebody, and that person had lice, and they were having extracurricular activities at times on that couch. And
sex? Is that what you're talking about? Just, I don't know. Are they doing drugs? Or are they having sex? What's going on?
They were getting naked.
They were getting the naked on?
And the person did get crabs from sleeping on that couch, and they didn't clean it. And they came into Lice Ladies, and they thought that they may have gotten head lice, but alas, it was not head lice. We could not treat them. It was crabs.
So they had to go to a doctor.
They had to go to a doctor.
And get that special prescription.
Exactly.
Did Cleve, now can we get clarification too? You're for your
Never
studio,
worked at the Cornet Club.
Never worked at the Cornet Club. But
Never. I don't even think I went there.
And you've never had pubic lice?
No.
Have you had head lice?
Allison, I've never had pubic lice. My girlfriend's.
In your studio, that was an isolated incident, right? There was no outbreak or anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
yes.
Let's clarify all that.
Please tell the listeners.
You cannot
get it.
Right.
And
it's
it's still hot
same,
yoga.
It's the same fear that people have when coming to Lice Ladies. So I completely feel you on that. We have patients come in and they are afraid to sit on the couch because they're afraid they're going to get head lice. Just
it makes sense to me. I just asked the question.
Right. But you can't. So you cannot get pubic lice or head lice from Still Hot Yoga or Lice Ladies because we do just normal, proper sanitation. They don't infest a place.
Any of my favorite local coffee shops in Decatur.
Or
this chair.
Or that chair, Cleve. You are free from getting pubic lice in that chair.
But Jenny, can you see lice running around the toilet seat like Tom said? I understand that maybe it's a rare that we'll get the lice in our pubic lice, but can you see pubic lice running across the toilet? I need to know.
Yes, Kara, you can see them because unfortunately for all of us, well, and maybe fortunately, lice bugs are not so small that we can't see them with the naked eye. You can definitely see them. They're kind of the size of a small ant.
And it's not, just for clarity, and going back to any strip club, outbreaks of pubic lice are not something you see. It's really being transferred one person to another, correct?
Absolutely. It's head lice is way more of a quote outbreak than pubic lice. So head lice is much more common because it's pesticide resistant, number one, and it's spread by head-to-head contact. And kids have no sense of personal space and they touch heads all the time. That's why children get head lice and it's so rampant. But pubic lice is spread more from the down under type of contact or not laundering bedding, things that we've discussed.
So at any old school Atlanta strip club, a guy could walk in. It's not going to be flung in like the earlier story, probably. Mm-hmm. But we all know the VIP rooms in the old school days, you could do things that you weren't supposed to do. That is a good time to have been like, man, I need to be aware of the down unders.
You need to be aware.
Probably aware of a lot more as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You can get rid of pubic lice pretty easily.
But you have to see the doctor for that.
So you have to see a doctor to clarify.
Yes.
For the down under, crabby, pubic hair lice, not the Lice Ladies.
Correct.
It's very disappointing.
What about waxing? I mean, I know that like for me, back in the day when I would get waxed, back in the day,
And the college no sheet washing days.
Yeah, and the college no sheet washing days when I would get waxed. I always got scared of like the paper. Like, I wanted to see them tear the paper off that you're laying because you're laying with your undies off. Could pubic lice be transferred in that kind of situation if you're not asking or seeing them reset that paper like on a waxing table or anything?
It could, absolutely,
Oh.
because it's contact right after contact of that part of the body. So it is true. So similar with head lice, I'll give this analogy. If someone has a heavy infestation and they're laying on their pillow and there's a bug that, gets out of the hair, and then someone comes right behind them and lays right on that pillow, the bug can easily get right back into the next person's hair. Well, it's the same with pubic lice. So if someone's laying on a table and they have pubic lice, and then the next person comes along and the paper hasn't been changed, there could definitely be a crab waiting to go on to the next person there.
Do pubic lice, can they live in water? Like I'm thinking hot tubs, like I'm hot tub horrors. Like can they live in like water?
Great
A
question.
hot tub, it would be too hot for them to survive.
Okay.
But lice do sort of become suspended in liquid for 8 to 12 hours before they drown. So it is possible to get certain types of lice in a pool. Chlorine doesn't really kill head lice. It will kill pubic lice, though still they're not as resistant to things as head lice, but they can become suspended in liquid for several hours before they die.
I got a question. What if you got an egg situation happening and you think you get rid of all the lice, but then you got an egg left? Does that happen?
Then it's going to hatch into a nymph.
Here's another gross question. How many gross little things come from an egg?
One.
Oh, okay. So it's not like...
It's not like thousands pouring out of the egg.
okay,
No.
yeah. That's what I had in my mind.
I could
Like
see
an
it.
egg
I could see it on your
Yeah,
face.
and it's like 50 or 100 of these little things. Ugh, so gross. Okay, cool. So it's one at a time.
But they're male and female. The bugs are male and female.
They do it.
So they do it, and the females
Have
lay the
sex?
eggs. They do.
They have sex and you're down under.
They have thunder, and you're down under. Yes, and they can lay multiple eggs a day,
Wow.
and then they have their friend, and they lay multiple eggs the next day.
So they're not they don't have to wait like 9 months, let alone for a little bug, maybe a week or something.
About a week.
Oh, yeah, it's about a week.
Yep,
That's their 9 months.
that's their 9 months.
Still gross. I want to know how disgustingly descriptive these little pubic crab guys look like.
I'm going to let Jenny, the science nerd, take this question.
So the way that head lice and pubic lice look, head lice are more shaped in an oval way, and pubic lice are more round, and they have these little pinchers with these long top legs that literally look like teeny little crabs from under the sea. So they look like a crab you would eat, but you don't eat these crabs.
And you're not going to get it from a seafood place.
But you have had people eat head lice.
What?
Yes, we have.
You've had people eat head lice.
Yes, Cleve. People have eaten lice, and Molly and I have witnessed it one time.
Yes, we have.
And it's a cultural thing. So, it was something that we weren't aware of at the time, but it happens. And there was a person who had a heavy infestation, and I noticed that they were crunching the bugs and taking the nits and popping them in their teeth. And Molly's face was, just in complete shock. She didn't know what to do, right? Molly didn't know what to say.
I've never seen anyone pick head lice off their own head and then, proceed to eat it. So yes, it was pretty shocking.
Right. Or crunch the nits. But that was how they were checking to see if the specks were nits or not, or how they would crunch in the teeth or pop with the fingernail in the hand. But,
Well, I mean, all joking aside, I mean, like you said, culturally, when I travel with Brian, my husband, he tries any bug that might be being served in a certain country, and lice are bugs, right? So I imagine some places they are okay with eating bugs.
So what happens now when it's in your body inside?
You just get a little shot of protein, Cleve.
Kara, can it grow in my intestines and become like a giant monster, like alien, and ripped out of my stomach?
That's a question for Jenny, the scientist.
Jenny?
No, you would just digest that protein and that would be it.
It would come out the other end?
It would come out the other end.
There's no surviving.
No surviving.
Inside.
No surviving inside.
This is a fact, a scientific fact.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I know that you want to know, Cleve, especially how can you sanitize things
yes.
to not get pubic lice if we're not talking about body-to-body contact?
I want to make sure everything is clean at all times. And I'm in an environment and a business, as I'm sure so many of your listeners are in a place or own places or around places, that I want to make sure everything's prevented. And this is important because I don't want to have any kind of thing to do with any of this.
Absolutely.
And probably the most important thing to remember is that they are very much surface bugs. So they are not burrowing down. They're not running through the carpet. They're not running around your house like a bed bug or a flea. Okay. So the tips that we're going to talk about is very much surface cleaning.
Right. So when it comes to tables or mats or surfaces, couches that people have sat on, you're going to just simply wipe them off. If it's cloth, you're going to vacuum them. They can't burrow into the fabric, but it's just a matter of disinfecting the surface or vacuuming. That's it. When it comes to our bedding, it's all about the heat of the dryer. So you want to make sure that you are laundering the bedding and the clothing and then drying it on high heat for at least 30 minutes. That's going to kill everything. Obviously, one of the biggest tips is doctors will always say that you want to stop sexual conduct for 7 days, at least 7 to 10 days, so that you can get properly treated.
You okay, Cleve, over there?
I'm in a committed relationship.
Gotcha.
Good.
Okay.
So stop all contact for 7 to 10 days so that you don't spread it anywhere.
Yes, Jenny, we don't want anyone who has just been diagnosed with pubic lice to spread anything.
And of course, you want to get the proper medication to be treated.
Molly and Jenny, you've talked a lot about how, there's some things you can do to prevent head lice, meaning smells like peppermint oil and different things that can be helpful. Is there anything that we can put in our drawers that will help us? Is there a certain perfume, if we know we're going to the strip club, we can wear and we won't get pubic lice thrown at us?
Crazy.
Flung at us.
Y'all are wild.
No, the best way to prevent pubic lice is body sanitation and cleanliness. And if you are showering and you are grooming in those areas and you are careful of where you put your body when it's naked, like in dirty sheets or using dirty towels, that's really how you prevent it. There's not a scent that they don't really like. But you also want to be careful with scents in those areas too, because they can burn again. So you want to be very careful, but it's really about sanitation and cleanliness.
So basically take a shower.
Yes.
Well,
Use a clean towel.
Wash your sheets.
Don't let strippers fling
Do things
in
to
your
you.
face.
Wear protective
Protective
eyewear.
eyewear when you're in when you're stripping, male or female. Oh, and wax. Wax is another option. In a clean place that waxes.
Right.
Awesome. Y'all are wild.
We just want to make sure that our listeners understand that pubic lice is nothing to be ashamed of because it's more common than people think, especially when you are in a situation where you may not know that your partner has been exposed or has something like that. And there are easy ways to treat it. You want to make sure you use the proper treatment because that's very important to protect your body, but it's nothing to be ashamed of because it happens to a lot of people. And I know that they wouldn't have such ready medications for people if it wasn't a more common issue. So if you think that you have pubic lice, you want to make sure you immediately make an appointment with your doctor and you are getting the proper treatment so that you don't harm yourself.
And if you are concerned about the thunder from down under, I'm sure our producer, Kara, is going to throw up some great pictures onto our website. Right, Kara?
Yes, we're going to have lots of
the
information
crab.
on the website. Yeah.
Crab-like creatures.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And all the girls' tips on what to do.
Curious to see some behind the scenes from today's episode, or maybe even catch a glimpse of Cleve in his hot yoga shorts?
Check out our website at ogross.com. That's OHGROSS.com.
Thanks for listening to Oh Gross wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to hit the follow button so you never miss an episode.
Next time you're scrolling social media on your phone in the bathroom, don't forget to follow us at It's Oh Gross on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or YouTube.
Oh, gross. That drama's about to end, 'cause gross. Stop asking for a friend, taboos. Icky is what we do, it's just science. Yeah, it's not so weird. Your gross out journey starts right here on Oh, gross.
Oh my God. I'm so gross. It's stuck in my fucking head. It's so gross. Even when I'm in bed.
It should win a Grammy. It should honestly win a Grammy.